Hello guys and welcome to vlog number 4. It's good to see you. I'm quite excited to tell you about something today that I've discovered over the past couple of weeks. It's a training progression that allows you to get personal bests in your lifts or movements on an almost daily basis. So I've used it to take myself from a 24 kilo weighted chin up to a 65 kilo weighted chin up, which I'll show you after this. I've also gone from not being able to press my body weight in a handstand away from the wall to being able to do that for a couple of reps. And that's happened over the last couple of weeks. Most of the gains in the last sort of 7 or 8 days or so. The program's based on a principle called Bulgarian Light, which is, I found it online in like the YouTube fitness community. I found some guys that were squatting every day and it was making a massive difference to their squat gains. And I thought, well, you had guys putting on 100 pounds on a lift in like 2 weeks, 50 kilos on a lift in 2 weeks. And I thought it's probably nonsense because my sort of internal alarm goes off at any time I hear something like that now that sounds too good to be true. So I thought I'll give it a try on some more unconventional upper body lifts. So I really wanted to build my front lever, so I did it on the weighted chin because the lat muscle on the back here is what's holding me back from completing the front lever, the strength there. So I tested my weighted chin and it was around 24 kg for a hard rep. And I just did weighted chins every day, sort of worked up to a heavy-ish single, which is one heavy-ish rep, just adding weight each time. Didn't go crazy. I stopped like if the rep was really, grindy and shuddery. And yeah, it's been about 9 days. I've done it 9 days in a row. I've gone from 24 kilos to 65 kilos. That's the quickest gain I've ever made on any lift ever. So I'm pretty impressed with it. It still seems kind of too good to be true. I still keep thinking that something terrible is going to happen, but it hasn't yet. And I've been using it on my press also. So I've been doing sets of press against the wall, just like a couple of reps. I couldn't really add weight, so I was making the reps really slow. And they were, after sort of 4 or 5 days, they were feeling really easy. So I went to freestanding handstand off the head, and I'll show you this how easy it looks after the video, just me pressing off the ground. My body weight's like 92 kg, so I'm just really impressed that I've been able to go from not pressing it at all to doing it and pretty slowly and with pretty good form in the space of about a week of just doing this daily training. So here's some of the principles of it, just so that you guys can give it a try. It would work really well for conventional weightlifting, but it works great for loaded body weight movements as well. But I'm sure you could use it for the planche or really anything that you're seeking to improve by a significant margin in a relatively short period of time. So the principles of daily practice: it must be heavy, so it must be hard. I'm sure it would still work if it was light, but that you want to see those personal bests. So use heavy weights or hard progressions of body weight movements, like the hardest progression that you're currently capable of. It has to be low reps or low durations of hold times. So it seems to work better because it's based on neurological, so the neural pathways from your brain to your muscle. It's based on increasing the efficiency of those. So if you're doing low reps and holds, it's much easier for your brain to get that quick burst of stimulus and then lay down a new neural pathway. Whereas if you're doing long sets and the form's breaking down, the neural adaptation is not as strong. So it's all about training strength as a skill. So you keep the sets and the reps low so that the skill remains high. High rep band work in between. So I've been doing sets of 100 reps with band movements to prevent muscular imbalances, because I've been doing a lot of pulling, from vertical pulling and pressing. It's all using movements that pull the shoulder girdle forwards, pull you into a protracted position. So I've been doing every day 100 reps of like a band pull apart, like really simple move. I'll show you with a band now quickly. So you just got the band like this. Show you that. So I'm just holding it from both sides, and you're just pulling apart. Let me fix the camera angle so you can see a bit better. So yeah, you're in this position and you're pulling the band apart. squeezing the shoulder blades together. So I've just been doing 100 of those in between my other movements, just to keep things nice and strong, and to prevent those imbalances which can cause shoulder injuries. So if you're going to train a movement using this technique, look at what muscles it's using, try to use the opposing group for your set of 100 rep band curls. But that's just the way I've done it. You guys can experiment for yourself and see what works best for you. Everyone will respond a bit differently to this approach. And I'm 2 weeks in, so I'm still feeling my way out with it myself. But I was quite excited, so I wanted to tell you guys about it before I've really tested all the parameters of it. So I'm still not 100% there with how to apply it. But these are some rough principles that I've worked out. And you want to rotate the movements as well. So rotate the moves maybe every 3 weeks. Use a slight variation of the lift that you're doing. This is to avoid something called the biological law of accommodation, which just states that after your body or a system is given a certain amount of stimulus, its adaptation to that stimulus reduces over time. That's the biological law of accommodation. So you want to avoid that happening. So if you're using it on a back squat, after 3 weeks, just switch to a front squat or a different variation of a squat, whatever you like. If you're using it on, say, like a tucked front lever or a planche, you just switch to a different version of that. So you might use bands, or you might use some kind of, like bands for accommodating resistance, or you might shorten the lever, or you might change a grip. Just some ideas to play with. As I say, I've only done it with handstand push-ups and weighted chin-ups. So as I experiment with front levers in my next mini cycle of it, I'll let you guys know how to kind of progress with that. But you want to rotate the movements to avoid that reaching that stale point with the lifts where you're not making it any increases anymore. Or you can just switch when you plateau, so you stop getting stronger, or when you get bored. So sorry for the length of the video is a bit longer, but it's a bit more of a complicated thing to explain. So give that hard daily training a go, guys. You obviously need access to equipment, which I've got some chinning bars and stuff in my house, so I can do that. But you'd be able to rig something up if you really wanted to do it for not more than 30 to 50 pounds, I would say, even if it came down to buying a chin-up bar to work on something like that. You've got the handstand press-ups. Squatting and deadlifting, a bit more difficult, but there's ways to do it, and it's quite quick, the workout. So even if you were going to the gym 7 days a week, 5 days a week, you'd only be in there for 15, 20 minutes maxing out. So it's quite doable, I feel, for a short period of time anyway. So give that a go, guys. It's called Bulgarian Light, the type of training. And yeah, I don't really have any links to any articles because I've read quite a few different articles and watched some videos. But if you Google Bulgarian Light or Bulgarian style training, you'll find quite a lot of details on it that you can kind of read up on it yourself. But it's just heavy daily training basically to get quick personal bests and to improve your performance quickly, which has worked really well for me. And I've been able to cross off one of my goals, which is the handstand push-up. So I'm able to do that now. However, I now want to do 2 reps is the next goal. So I'm just going to sort of move the goalpost a little bit. Hope you've enjoyed watching today, guys. Any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips along this kind of road. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Speak soon. So this is the beginning of the 9 or 10 days that I've been doing it. Around halfway through press here. And then this is day 8, so I think yesterday. And the headstand press, which is looking pretty easy. Couldn't believe that I could press out of this with relative ease. I couldn't do that before. And there's 65 kg weighted chin up, 90 kg body weight. And a shameless selfie.